Hello everyone, it's Chris. Today we're going to talk a little bit about electricity, and when I say we're going to talk about electricity, I know nothing about electricity, but it does pertain to the Spyder. We talk about the Spyder battery sometimes. We're going to touch on electricity a little bit. We're going to talk about fall foliage because we are in Western New York in mid-October. We're on our way to the Ellicottville Fall Festival, and let's get started. But before we do, I'd like to ask you, if you wouldn't mind, if you do not subscribe to the channel, if you would hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I sure would appreciate it. It really helps small channels like this one. You know, we all want the Can-Am Spyder community to get larger and larger, and that benefits anybody interested in the Spyder, and one way to do it is to help small Spyder channels like this one grow, and hitting that subscribe button is a great way to do it. This road is Route 240 in Western New York. It's a north-south route with lots of twisties and hills and awesome little towns to go through, so you see a lot of adventure bikes like the two we just passed. I used to be one of those guys, now I'm on the Spyder, but anyway, the reason why I mention electricity is, so I bought the Spyder in mid-March, March 13th, and the Spyder did not come with a trickle charger adapter. Some dealers include that, some dealers don't. Mine didn't come with it. So I had it on my checklist to have put on with some other accessories, but I had the Spyder for, I don't know, maybe a month, maybe a couple of weeks, I forgot how long it was, without a trickle charger in mid to late March, when we had cold temperatures and we even had snow. And if you go back to the beginnings of this channel, you'll find videos of me on the Spyder in the snow. But I mention that because I went through some cold nights with the Spyder in the garage with no trickle charger, and it just started right up the next morning, and I talked a lot about that in some of my early videos. I was impressed with that because I had heard about battery problems on some of the Spyders. Apparently Can-Am went to a cheaper battery at one point. I don't know the veracity of that, but I was worried about that and a lot of other things when I bought my Spyder. But I've been fortunate that I've been trouble-free. I've now got, what, 11,000, almost 400 miles on it, and it's been relatively trouble-free. The minor gremlins that have troubled my Spyder have not been demonic gremlins that have stranded me on the side of the road. But I had a trickle charger port adapter installed back in, I think it was probably April, and of course I haven't used the trickle charger because in the warmer months I just don't do that. But it's gotten down into the 40s, and so I started to use the trickle charger. Now I'm going to use it every night regardless of how cold or warm it might be. And because I've gotten so used to pulling out of the garage without the trickle charger, the way I pull this in is I've got a trickle charger hooked up to an extension cord. It's kind of hooked up to a ladder in my garage, and every time I pull a Spyder in, when I know I'm not going to use it for the rest of the day, I open up the hood, clamp on the trickle charger to the port, and then gently close the hood. I don't snap it shut, but I just like let it fall on the trickle charger cord. Well, a couple of mornings ago, it wasn't yesterday morning, I think it was 2 mornings ago, I started up and I put it in reverse, and I moved probably an inch, maybe 2, when I realized, oh wait a minute dude, the trickle charger is attached. Now, I caught it very quickly, and even if I didn't, even if I pulled back a foot or 2, my guess is that extension cord would have started to unravel before the thing tugged on the battery. Because that's what I would have feared is that instead of disengaging the trickle charger from the adapter, that it would tug on the battery enough to do some damage to the connectors, and I would have had a problem. It wouldn't have been a catastrophic problem, not at all. But it would have been 1, embarrassing, and 2, a possible problem. I don't mention that to kind of prove my ineptness. If you needed, further proof on that when it comes to things mechanical. I mention that because there's a device I keep on the Spyder that relates to the battery and relates to electricity that I'm gonna do a whole video on. I've mentioned this in the video that I shot of what I keep on the Spyder and how I pack the Spyder, and it's one of those portable power packs that's like a battery jump starter. And I bought this unit on the recommendation, I shouldn't say the recommendation, but on a video that Spyder Wayne had done, and I have a lot of confidence in his knowledge on these things, and he really made me think, you know what, I'm gonna get one of these to carry on the Spyder. But the real reason why I use this, and I use it on a regular basis, is not to jump my battery, because I've not had a battery issue, knock on wood. There's no wood to knock on, but I've been fortunate, as I said earlier, with the battery. But I mention it because I use it to power my tire inflator, my slime tire inflator. So when I bought this accessory here, as you can see, I'm using it to charge my phone. When I bought this unit is a 12-volt charger that I thought would power my slime compressor. It will not do it. It just doesn't have the ability to do that. So what I do is I use that portable power pack to power my compressor. I love the unit. I've been using it now for a few months. I just really love it, and I'm going to do a whole video on it because I really recommend everybody, whether you're riding a Spyder, whether you're riding a two-wheel motorcycle, or even just something to keep in the car. There's a lot of reasons why I speak highly of it, and I am forever grateful to Spyder Wayne, who's got a great Spyder channel, for kind of putting me onto it when he did that video. Again, I know I mentioned this in previous videos, but this is New York. If you think about the Empire State Building and skyscrapers and all the rest of it, when you think about New York, well, this is it. And you can see the fall colors popping. I just love this little house. I shouldn't say little. It's not a little house, but it's beautiful. So, back to electricity. I'm going to do a whole video on that portable power pack. The brand that I bought is, I'm going to mispronounce it. It's a Chinese company, but they never use Chinese company names, obviously. It's Buture, B-U-T-U-R-E. But my guess is they're all the same. They're all made in China, and they're probably all the same technology with minor cosmetic differences. For all I know, they might be all built in the same factory. Who knows? But I'm going to do a whole video on that. But the other thing related to electricity that I wanted to mention, and it has nothing to do with the Can-Am Spyder, but my guess is more than one of my viewers are interested in emergency preparedness. Now, as a minimalist who takes it seriously, takes minimalism seriously, I do not like to add things to my lineup of things that I keep, things that I have in my house. But I discovered this on YouTube, and you know, YouTube's a fascinating thing, and once it figures out what you're interested in, whether it's the Can-Am Spyder or emergency preparedness or whatever, it really leads you down the rabbit hole of never-ending videos on that topic. But anyway, I recently discovered the Jackery brand. Jackery is spelled J-A-C-K-E-R-Y. I am not compensated by Jackery, Buture, or anybody. I'm not compensated by any of these folks. It's just, these are the brands that I bought. There are other brands of these portable power stations, Bluetti, EcoFlow, and probably a bunch of others. But anyway, I recently bought a Jackery portable power station that are solar powered. I can plug it into my wall unit and charge it up, but I can also put it out in the yard with a couple of solar panels, and I bought a couple of solar panels to go with it. And I will tell you, as an emergency preparedness guy, and I'm saying this right after Milton came through and did some serious devastation to the state of Florida, I just love this machine. It's maybe 25 pounds, the unit that I bought. I might have paid, I think I paid $900 for the solar panel, the Jackery unit, and then I bought another solar panel. So I think I'm all into this thing for maybe $1,200. But I didn't just buy it and put it on a shelf, saving it for an emergency. I use it on a daily basis because when the lights go out, I don't want to pull it out of a box and hope that it works. I don't want to learn how to use it. I use it on a daily basis. I've tested it on an abundance of my appliances. I've actually thought about doing a whole second YouTube channel just on this Jackery unit because it's that cool. So anyway, how I got on the Jackery from the Buter, which I keep on the Spyder, and I am going to do a video on, and I recommend to anybody with a motorcycle, whether it's a 3-wheel motorcycle or a 2-wheel motorcycle, or quite frankly even to have in your car. I'm going to do a video on that. It's coming up soon. By soon I mean it's probably not the next video. I want to take it to Letchworth State Park while the fall colors are peaking, and that'll be soon, but it might be the video after that, maybe a second video after that. We're passing that blue bridge. We've gone up close to it and saw it right from the edge of the bridge, but that's a cool old bridge with some history behind it. I did a whole video on that not that long ago. I say not that long ago because I just got the Spyder 6 months ago, so it couldn't have been that long ago. So regarding the colder temperatures that caused me to put on the trickle charger, I also changed out the shield to my helmet. My helmet now has a accessory dual pane shield because I'm going to be riding this thing in the colder temperatures, and I've had this even before I got the Spyder, but I mention it because now that I'm shooting video, now that I have the Spyder, I'm not sure, but I think it might provide better audio, and I guess I'll know that when I edit this video that I'm shooting now. And I say that because I think that inside the helmet it's going to be a little more quiet. I don't know if you can see the reds popping along the tree lines. I just love this time of year. So anyway, this dual pane shield that I bought, I wish I could find a heated shield. They sell a heated shield for this helmet. I think you might know, I've mentioned it before, but it's a Scorpion EXO. I think the model is AT950, but anyway, they sell a heated shield, but that heated shield is really only used to melt ice or to reduce fog. That's really for snowmobiling. What I'm looking for is a heated shield that would be strong enough to actually throw off some heat so it'd warm your face. In the winter, and I'll be doing some cold weather riding tests on this Spyder, but in the winter, I have I think it's pronounced balaclava. I've got two actually. I've got a really nice climb one that it goes underneath the helmet and it covers up your face. There is a hole for the eyes and the nose, but it keeps your head warm and your face warm, but your eyes and your nose are still exposed. So if there was a way to get a heated shield that threw off enough heat, and if any of you know anything like that, anything about that, please chime in. My guess is there's 1 or 2 snowmobilers watching this channel, and I know that because I've talked to snowmobilers who use heated shields. This guy's kicking up dirt and it's hitting me. I'm gonna let him get ahead of me. Those heated shields just don't throw off enough heat to really warm your face. So I'll be doing some cold weather riding tests when we get to the 40s and the 30s. And I don't mean just riding around town. I mean like sustained highway speeds for, let's say, an hour or 2. And we'll see how the Spyder holds up. My guess is with this wonderful canopy, and my windshield is now at the lowest setting, as you may be able to tell. With this great, beautiful canopy, it'll be much better than any motorcycle I've ever had. I know there are some bikes like the Goldwing and a lot of Harleys that have kind of a full fairing setup, but the motorcycles I've had have never had that. I've had fairings of varying proportions, but never really anything like, even remotely like the Spyder. You know, this road is a very low traffic road. I've never seen a coach bus like this on this road, but he's got to take his time because these twisties and these hills, I guess, aren't as easy to navigate for a big guy like that. But anyway, I'll do some cold weather testing. I only mention that because I mentioned the shield that I've got on the helmet, and I'll have my, you know, winter gear on. I'll jump on the New York State Thruway, Interstate 90, and head out for an hour or two and give you kind of my report. Okay, at 30 degrees, at 40 degrees. Isn't that beautiful? What's it like? You know, I'm just thinking that coach might be heading to the Ellicottville Fall Festival now that I think about it. Why he's coming this route? This is not the direct route to come. There's a major road, Route 219, that goes through western Pennsylvania, through western New York, goes into Maryland, and that's kind of the major freeway to get down to Ellicottville from, let's say, the Buffalo, Niagara Falls area. So I don't know what he's doing on this road, but I'm guessing he knows. So you can see the colors, you can see the yellows ahead popping. We're getting close to Ellicottville. This fall festival is a big deal for this little ski town. It's a year-round town, really, but it is a ski town. But it's a fun place to ride to because I take this route instead of the more direct highway route, which is still a beautiful ride, but I always prefer these off the beaten path roads. It looks like they resurfaced this road since the last time I was here. That's always nice to see. So dead ahead, you can see where the ski hills are cut in the side of that mountain. You might not be able to see it on the GoPro, but I've driven this very same route when it was springtime. The snow's all gone, but there's still some snow from where they made so much of it on those ski hills. So we're now entering, you can see the traffic backing up, the village of Ellicottville, and we're about to come to the intersection where Route 219 tees into this road, which is 242. We got off 240 back there, and we're now on 242, and this road takes you right into Ellicottville. So I'll just ask, if you like this video or anything about it, if you'd hit that like button, I sure would appreciate it. If you have anything to comment on regarding the Butur, I think I'm pronouncing that right, power pack that I keep on my Spyder, or maybe you have a similar device, they're all probably the same. We talked about Jackery, cold weather riding, fall foliage, and I'll ask you once again, if you don't subscribe, if you'd hit subscribe. And until the next video, I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.